Well, all right, everybody, Rooster and 10, roostercb.com. And today, I'm going to try to do a little combination video of the Lafayette Comstat 35. I used this one for a tube radio night a couple nights ago. And the Lafayette HA-270 mobile amplifier with the model PS-55 power supply. They also made a HA-250, which had two 6LQ6s in it, and I have popped the covers off this one, and it's got two 6JS6Cs, which are probably a little bit more powerful tube, but the drawback is they're the same tube that goes in a Yaesu FT101, and they can be a little pricey. So is this something that I would probably talk on all the time? No, but it's cool. It's kind of rare to have the pair of them together. And before we plug it in and warm it up, I will pop the cover off of it here. That way we can let you guys look down inside of it when the video starts. After I've got it turned on and everything, I don't want to be moving the cover around and bump into something that's gonna wake me up, shock me a little bit. But anyway, we'll see how it does here. I'm not expecting any kind of huge output out of this. Kind of more of a nostalgia thing, just a cool, blast from the past type deal, and cool to have it next to a Lafayette radio. I think like a 25B has the same kind of color scheme, but nonetheless, we'll be using a Lafayette. So I really enjoyed talking on this one the other night, and maybe, just maybe, we may hook this one up and use it on a future tube radio night. So let me pause the video. We'll let both of these warm up for 4 or 5 minutes, and then we'll see what we got. Okay, guys, so here we are. We've got this thing hooked up and let it warm up a little bit and did a brief little tune on it here. Just tuned it for PEP or peak output. And of course, you guys know that our radio does about a 4-watt dead key and modulates to, I can't remember if it was 14, 15 watts PEP, according to the bird. So it does a decent job. And then again, we've got our two 6JS6Cs in here. There's a look inside the amp. Let's take a look at it there. And we'll see how it does here. Key it up. Has a slight delay on the relay. Relative output meter works on the front, runs nice and quiet. With a lot of these tube amps, you would have the if you ran them in a mobile or whatever, you'd hear the rectifier transistors or whatever would make a real sharp kind of squealing kind of sound. But not the case on this one. Running on this power supply, she's nice and quiet. So let's see how it does. Average power, we're not expecting it to be a big swinger. We've got a 100-watt slug in here looking at the bottom scale. Hello? Hello? Audio. That's what dead keying about 18 and swinging to 25 average or so, give or take. And that 18-watt dead key is certainly not going to hurt these two tubes that are in here. And I don't know that they're full output. They seem to be doing pretty well. But they could, who knows, they could be a little weak. Hello, audio, 1, 2, 3, audio, check, 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 audio, 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 check, 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 audio. About 100 watts. And to my knowledge, that's what these things were supposed to do. If I'm wrong, somebody can correct me, but for all the information I could find on them, that's what they're supposed to be. 4-watt carrier or 4-watt average in and 100 watts PEP out. Hello, check 1, 2, 3, audio. It's doing right at 100. So in my opinion, it's in good working order. And I'm sure somebody's going to ask me if I would sell it. I would sell it. It's kind of cool to go with the little Lafayette bass that I have. Maybe even hook it up and talk on it on a tube type radio night. It's not like it takes up a lot of shelf space, excuse me. But if nothing else, it's a daggum nice little shelf ornament, little conversation piece hook it up and talk on it every now and again. This thing works like a charm. Maybe the coolest piece that I bought at the Dalton Hamfest. I've pretty much got rid of everything else that I got from there, aside from the old parts Heath kit. We're still parting it out. But to me, this is probably the coolest piece that I got. And a lot of people were excited to see a video of it. So here you guys go. Lafayette HA-270 linear amplifier, mobile, used as a base with the matching power supply. Everything's turned on and off with this switch right here. Power it off. Powers the power supply off and the amp. There you go. The tubes are letting themselves off there. All right. Appreciate everybody. Rooster10, roostercb.com. Again, I would sell this. It's not something I'm really pushing to sell. It's a neat kind of piece. And, you know, if somebody's interested in it, you guys can shoot me a text, 423-299-3535. Probably not going to list it up on the website just because it's kind of a cool piece, and I don't really care if it sells or not. All right, thanks, guys. See you, bye.